Welcome to another session on YouTube, and today we are going to be practicing on my favorite module, which is one of my strongest parts. So I'm going to make sure you're getting the best in that too. Okay, something is happening here which is quite weird. Just give me a second. Sorry about that, guys. Yes, so today, as I was saying, we're discussing the reading module. Let me just quickly connect it with my phone as well, so I can keep reading your comments. Let me know if everything is going correct. Let me just quickly correct. Okay. Cool. So today we're going to work on the reading module. Yeah? So I'm not sure if people have yet joined in. I think there are people who are waiting to join in. Let's give them some time. Anyways, so I hope meanwhile people are joining in. I'll quickly give a quick introduction about myself for all those who are listening to me for the first time. Is it all good with the voice and camera? Because I can't see the recording coming on my phone. Sorry guys, there are some technical issues and I'm not able to run through properly. Let me just quickly check with my technical team if everything is going through. I guess it is. So I hope everything is coming out clear now. Sorry about the slight delay because of some technical problem. I could not see the screen coming out clear. But anyways, so let's start completely afresh. Yeah. So today we are discussing the reading module, and for today's class we are covering the matching the sentence and information kind of questions, which people tend to consider it a little tough because of few reasons, which we'll be discussing very soon. Okay, anyways, before that, if people are hearing me, can they please let me know if the camera and the voice quality is all good? Because there were slight technical problems at the beginning, so I want to make sure if things are going correct. Let me know. Type on the comment. Yeah, Astha is here. Hello, Astha. आवाज़ सब सही आ रही है? Everything is good. Who else is there? Who else has joined in? Asa, can you just share the link on other groups as well, so we have more people doing this. So it's just more fun, isn't it? Share the link, YouTube wala, baki groups pe, so people just remember, because I actually shared the link a day before, and I'm not sure if your people still remember that there is a class scheduled today. But this is a very important topic, and in fact I'm going to quickly, how we're going to do this class is, I'm going to quickly tell you good strategies, good tips to approach these kind of questions. The moment you see these questions, you're going to quickly get over those, jump on those strategies, and then I'm going to be going through a question jo aap bhi karoge. At the same time, I'm going to be doing side by side with you, and we're going to make sure कि जितनी भी strategies मैंने बताई है और step by step process बताया है इन questions को follow करने का, you're getting familiar with it. Yeah? Ready? So a quick introduction about myself. Hello guys, I'm Meenaal, and I professionally work as an architect and an urban designer. Okay, let me press the pen tab. It's quite difficult to come on YouTube, unlike Unacademy. It's so cooler on Unacademy. Sorry YouTube, but I need to say this. Okay. Good, great. Astha has already shared the link. Well done, Astha. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for the support. Yes. So as I was saying, professionally I work as an architect and an urban designer. I've done my bachelor's from Birla Institute of Technology, that's in Mesa, Ranchi. And from there on, I moved to London, where I did MArch from a School of Architecture. And I have lived, worked and studied in London for the past 2 years, and I recently got back. I also worked in some cities in India, and I was in Dubai for a few months, and as I mentioned, in London too. Yeah, I've given IELTS as well as IELTS UKVI and got an overall band score of 7.5. If you have any questions regarding the difference between those exams, you can put it up, and I'm gonna just clarify it to you. Otherwise, I'll keep going ahead. Okay? And as people are joining in, keep introducing yourselves. So I'm getting familiar with all those who are joining in. If there are new people, it's gonna be more fun. I am familiar with Astha. Let's see who else have joined in. And I have been taking classes. I've been teaching for IELTS preparation for the past 3 years now on other platforms. I'm actually relatively new, and apparently I recently got to know that I am the youngest here on Unacademy, but thankfully with your love and support, I'm doing relatively good here. So it's been around 3 years since I have been teaching. Yeah. So there are 2 ongoing courses that are on Plus currently. That's one on building the lexical resource, which is again a very, very important course if you're preparing for IELTS, because it holds 25% of the weightage, and people do not prepare, right? People do not prepare for this, and they tend to lose marks. Asa, is the camera quality coming properly? Is the light coming? I just think I should just slightly move a bit this side so there's better camera quality. It's looking a bit dim, isn't it? Isn't it a bit dim? Is it better now? Yes, anyways. So yes, that's one very important ongoing course, which is on the lexical resource. And in that course, I'm helping guys to get a good hands on their vocabulary, and I'm gonna make sure I'm eliminating all the common doubts regarding vocabulary in context to your exam, right? So it's a very important course. It's actually a very fun course because there's nothing too much to learn or memorize. It's just practice, right? All practicing. And another ongoing course is on the writing module, which is going currently, and actually have a very successful academic writing module last month. So the new course here is going on for the general training one, which takes place at night, and the other one is in the afternoon. Yeah. So in case you guys are interested, I would love to see you guys in my class. So आप लोग आ जाना फटाफट से. It's a very fun class and very productive. I have structured it down to all those things that you actually necessarily need to practice in your exam. All good? Any questions? Praveen is here. Hello Praveen, good to see you. So today we are discussing what exactly? We are discussing reading module ka one of the most complicated question type, right? I just want to get back. Guys, can you tell me first of all, one important question that I just wanted to know. Ki according to you, which question type is the most difficult type in the reading module? I just need to get more votes in because people have been telling me matching the sentence information and matching the heading type of questions is relatively the most complicated ones. What do you think? What is your problem? What is your area of difficult question? बताओ, फटाफट से बताओ. Any particular kind of questions that you guys find difficult? Okay, Astha has commented. Astha says, for Astha, summary completion, basically summary completion and matching the heading questions are the most difficult part, right? Again, Praveen says, again, finding the heading. Chalo, so since both of you guys have a common question area, right? What I'm gonna do is, apart from matching the sentence in the information, we're gonna be doing the finding the heading question too today. And I'm gonna make sure कि वो आपका problem solve हो जाए, है ना? और sentence completion, okay. I actually, in fact, Praveen, since you're already on my plus, right? मेरा reading module का there's a course last month which was a great successful one, right? It was very successful and people actually gave me very good feedback. So do make sure you're getting back and checking all the question types. ठीक है, reading module का course है, which was sometime in mid-October. So check out my profile and you'll find the plus course. And in fact, if you have any questions later, you can get back to me. ठीक है? All good? So today we are covering matching the sentence information as well as matching the heading question because that's a common question difficulty for both you guys. Cool? Ready? Is everyone ready? So how we're going to go today for today's classes, I'm going to tell you key skills that you need to work on to do these kind of questions. Then I'm going to quickly tell you strategies, how you're going to be approaching these kind of questions and how in a very jugaru format, you're going to quickly find your answers without going through the passage multiple times, trying to extract every information. I'm going to be telling you shortcuts, yeah? जिनको reading नहीं पसंद है, read करने से सर दर्द होता है, I have solution for you, right? I have a solution for you. चलो, उसके बाद we're going to be doing a question where I want you guys to answer. ठीक है? चलो. So the key skills for doing matching the information or your heading or your sentence, for all of them, it's very important to be able to skim read the general meaning, है ना? For example, for your sentence, for your heading questions only, there's no need to go in depth about each and every word that's given in the sentence, in the paragraph, right? You need to understand what is the general meaning, what is the overall meaning of the paragraph. Then only you will be able to assess the meaning, you'll be able to extract the main heading, right? So you need to, apart from obviously there'll be times where you'll need to find the meaning of different phrases and sentences, but you'll also at the same time you'll need to assess the overall meaning of the paragraph. Yeah. Second one is scanning for specific information, right? Obviously ab kuch words honge, there'll be few phrases which will be your keywords from your question, right? Which will be your keywords from your question, which will help you extract answers quickly from your paragraph. So that scanning and skimming needs to be always on spot. Jaldi extract karna, theek hai? And again, identifying the synonyms and paraphrasing is something that you have to develop, because no question in your reading module will be exactly how it's in the question and will be exact interpretation in your reading passage, right? So either wo paraphrased version rahega ya synonyms rahenge, you'll have to always find it in the different in a different manner. You're not going to be finding the exact format, right? So do not waste your time in finding the exact word from the question statement to your reading passage. Do not waste your time doing that. You will not find that. It's going to always be put up in a different way. theek hai? Any questions till now? Any question? मेरे को बताते रहना कुछ. If there's any question coming up in between, I'll pause. चलो. Actually the voice goes really late and it reaches whatever you guys are commenting, it reaches really late to me, so it's a little difficult to go at the same pace, you know. Okay, so now we're going to be looking at the strategies, right? The moment you see these sort of questions, you're going to quickly keep few things in mind and you will be able to do it a lot quicker. ठीक है? Let's go to all the points one by one. ठीक है? चलो, let's start. The first point says, the answers will not come in the same order in the text as the order of the list of statements, right? I'm not sure if you guys have gone through my reading module, but I often put this as the first point. This is another very chalu and smart way to extract your answers in less amount of time. Why? Because there are some questions which are in order and there are some questions which are not in order. So if you remember that these questions are, for example, not in order, you're not going to waste time to follow a certain format, है ना? ऐसा होता है कि जैसे generally if you find your answer in if for example if the question is in order, so you know there are paragraph A, B, C and D, right? And you have your points 1, 2, 3 and 4, right? So if I'm already telling you that it will not come in order, so in fact if you've got 1 ka answer B, 2 can also be, there's an equal chance of answer of 2 to be A, right? So you now, since you already are, you'll remember that yes, you can go back. You're not going to waste time in trying to find your answers in C and D, right? So you always need to remember कि question क्या है और वो format का उसमें order में आता है या नहीं आता है. So it's going to actually suddenly you'll realize once you start practicing that if you remember this point, you're going to save time. Yeah, because agar order mein hai, if it's actually in order, if I remember, for example, I remember true false not given questions, they are in order generally, right? So agar mera first ka B aa chuka hai, true aa chuka hai, jo bhi hai statement B already hai, the next one will be either C or D. It will not be A, right? So I'm again saving my time by going on further and not trying to reframe the question and restructure my answer from my previous paragraph. Yeah, so always remember this particular point for all your question types. So my reading module may have actually elaborated on this. So here in this particular question type, they will not come in the same order. Remember that. Cool. Next one. Some paragraphs may not contain answer, right? So अगर मेरे पास, if I have 4 paragraphs in front of me, it might be possible that 2 paragraphs, right, might have same answer and D is left untouched, right? That is again a possibility, right, which the third point says too. A paragraph could contain more than one answer, right? So I might have C as my option 2 and 3 too, and D is not coming anywhere. So you do not need to panic कि shit यार मेरा D तो आया नहीं, right? D hasn't come up. So am I going correct? Am I going wrong? Am I trying to read? You know, like if you're able to remember these points, you're gonna be saving time. Yeah. Next one. The answers will not be necessarily the main idea, right, which is slightly different from your matching heading. Matching heading may you need to figure out the general meaning of the paragraph and you do not need to dig in each and every word, right? Unlike that, when you're matching information, you need to be able to find those meaning of small words, small phrases, you have to get in between the paragraph. Yeah. And unlike that, matching the heading में आपको general meaning assess करना होगा, right? Next one is, I personally actually recommend that this particular kind of question, matching the heading, matching the information kind of question, you should attempt at the last. Why? Because by the time you're doing many questions, you're already familiarizing yourself with the text, right, with the text, and by the time you come to this question, this particular question, obviously in your exam you'll have one matching the heading, it will be followed up by a true false, you're going to have set of questions, right? So always try and do other set of questions, but because they will in the course of doing them, you're going to obviously be reading your entire part here. ठीक है, तो एक बार कोशिश करना कि आप बाकी क्वेश्चंस को फॉलो अप कर रहे हो and then you're coming to this. Cool. Next one. काफ़ी सारे synonyms रहेंगे, right? Don't waste your time finding the exact meanings. You're going to be finding a lot of synonyms. It could also be put up in different figures. Yeah. Asta says, ma'am, one question says, some says you can't have more than one option, but some says. Yes, people will say that, Astha, they are true because you're hearing different opinions, because that varies from different question to question. ठीक है, जैसे मैं आपको इस क्वेश्चन टाइप का बता रही हूँ. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, अगर आप ट्रू फॉल्स पे जाओगे, इफ़ यू आर डूइंग ट्रू फॉल्स क्वेश्चंस and you have 4 questions, you need to make sure that at least one of them is either true, false, not given. ये नहीं होगा कि कोई भी उसमें से एक नहीं होगा. Yeah? So it actually differs from question to question. Question में generally नहीं लिखा रहेगा. You're not going to find that in question, but you have to familiarize yourself with the question types and you have to remember these things. जैसे मैंने आपको बताया true false में, if you have 4 questions, you cannot just type answer 3 false and 1 true. There will be 1 not given to as well. Cool? Okay, next one. So kabhi you would also see figures and numbers put up in different formats, in textual formats. For example, if you had half, they would actually put it out in terms of text. 15 degrees, they're going to literally write in terms of text, right? 69%, they're going to actually write in the textual context. 69%, yeah? Did I answer your question, Astha? Anything else? Okay. Next point is you're going to always be looking for phrases and sentences for your answer. Don't suddenly pick out on one word and start finding the same word in your reading passage, right? Be careful and be conscious that it could be put up, one word could be explained in a phrase or it could also be explained through a sentence, right? तो उसके different formats आ सकते हैं. तो अब ये मत सोचो कि since you have one word that you're looking for, it's going to be again put up in a one word format. It could be either expressed through a phrase or it could actually be expressed through one entire sentence. Yeah? Next is, you can easily extract few things, right, as first attempt question. Yeah? What you can do is you can look for proper nouns, right? So proper nouns are easy to catch, or there are numbers, figures, right? You can easily extract them. Then name of places or dates, right? You know, these are few things that are quite eye catchy and you can they can quickly catch your attention. To if you have these things in your question part, try and find them in your paragraph first, right? So you're automatically trying to approach questions and you're eliminating the option list quickly as possible. Yeah? Next one. It is again where you are narrowing down your options. Yeah, narrowing down your options is basically when you are obviously either you're finding your part 8, which I just discussed, yeah, or if they're clear cut, no connection with your question and your statement, right, which is very obvious, which you feel like हाँ ये तो हो ही नहीं सकता बिल्कुल, it's not at all good, this does not have any close connection with that. You have obvious things from your mind as well, right? So you can either cancel them from there or you can try finding options which have easy answers and you're trying to eliminate by cancelling it, right? Always cancel the answer that you've already got, because exam ke waqt is obviously you're going to be so much in pressure, you're going to start counting them again. So make sure jiska answer you have already got, you're cancelling them properly, so you know you have lesser number of options for yourself for the next question. Clear? So these were quite quick strategies for your matching information type questions. Now what we're going to do is we're going to be doing a question, and how do we generally, I ask people to do the question is I pressurize on reading the question first, then finding the keywords, right, then finding the keywords and then going back to the passage, right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you some time, right, I'm going to give you a couple of minutes and I'm going to ask you to read the question, because question has hidden answers sometimes, okay? And there are easy marks that people lose, like for example not in this but just a sentence completion and summary completion mein kya hota hai, they mention the number of words that you have to write and people don't read it properly and they tend to write more or less number of words and easily lose marks, even if the answer is correct and they've just added one more word along with it, they'll lose marks. So make sure no matter how many times you practice your question, you are going through the question for sure. Clear? So now we're going to be doing step by step. I'm giving you time. Read the question, right? Then you're going to read your question options, right? You're going to understand them, try and understand what it's trying to say, so you are able to translate it into your own language and you're able to find their answers, right? And then you're going to quickly mark your keywords which you think will help you find the answer in your passage, right? Now do these three things and then we're going to be following up in the paragraph, right, one by one, and I'm going to be doing it with you, but just take 2 minutes and do this, and once you've done it just give me a thumbs up or say something like you're ready or something. Yeah, chalo, Do it. Your time starts now. Oh, okay. Sorry. I'm just gonna write it below then. Thanks for letting me know. Okay. Thanks, Asta. मेरे को वो चीज़ ध्यान नहीं गया ना. Unacademy पे what happens is I can actually see myself on the screen and here I cannot. So I'm just struggling a little bit. So you need to keep telling me क्या हो रहा है क्या नहीं हो रहा है. ठीक है? Okay, let me see. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna read the question first. Make sure you're reading the question. Then second step में you're gonna be understanding your question statement. Right? And after that you are gonna mark your keywords from your question statement, right, which will help you assess or extract answers from the passage, right? Do follow these 3 steps and then we'll be going to the passage, right? After this we'll be going to the passage. So once you're done, I'm gonna give you time to do these 3 steps, very important 3 steps, right? और उसके बाद हम लोग साथ में passage पे जाएंगे and we're gonna solve that. Yeah? So after I've written it below as well, the same thing. I hope in the following pages the screen is not getting, oh my goodness, this is gonna block the screen again. Okay, we'll look into it. Chalo, do these 3 parts. I'm gonna give you a couple of minutes. What I'm going to do is from next, when we are going to the paragraph, since it's going to be covering the top part too, I'm going to just remove the slideshow. Yeah, I'm just going to remove the slideshow so you can, nothing is blocking then. Oh yes, I can actually see it from my phone that my face is right on top of the right side corner. Oh my goodness. Anyways, let's read the question. The question says that you have to basically, which paragraph contains the following information from A to H, which is the paragraph numbers, right? And it says write the correct letter A to H in boxes from 14 to 19, right? And you may use any letter more than once, right? For example, Astha, as you were saying, इस question में लिखा है. It's not always given, but sometimes they do write. Just do it quickly. I'm just going to be back in a second. the points now. We did read the questions. Now we're going to be reading the points now. Yeah. The first one says a comparison of past and present transportation methods. What is the key word here? What is the key word here? What do you think? My keyword here is comparison, right? Because I'll be finding about if there's a conversation which is comparing few situations, right? So my keyword for 14th would be a comparison. Next one, how driving habits contribute. These are actually very easy sentences, but I'm just putting it out. Even if you get difficult questions, difficult statements, you're able to extract words. These are very, very easy ones relatively, isn't it? So if that statement is not given in the match the headings, then we can't write. So you're saying if the statement is not given in matching the heading, we can't write more than one answers to the paras. नहीं, heading में तो multiple नहीं option आता है ना generally, because it will be little precise in when the question comes into heading, right? They could not be and the difficult part in the heading is कि बाकी आपके सारे options they're going to be really really close in terms of meaning, right? But each paragraph will have its own distinct heading, yeah? और हो सकता है कि एक paragraph का heading हो ही नहीं आपके list में से. That's also a possibility. For example, B paragraph might not have a heading in your question list. B paragraph के बारे में question में लिखा हो कि A to H, but B का option ही नहीं हो. Yeah? Yes, comparison. Next one, let's do this quickly, is driving habits, isn't it? How driving habits are actually contributing to road problems. Yeah? Next one, the relative merits of car and public transport, right? So I know I have to find if there's any conversation about advantages, about plus points, about merits, right? Next one, the writer's prediction on future solution, right? So there's some conversation, some suggestions, some guesswork, some solutions, some prediction, right? So we're going to find what is the writer saying in that. If there's a paragraph that incorporates a conversation about the writer, yeah? Next one, the increasing use of motor vehicles, right? So use किसके बारे में? Motor vehicles के बारे में, yeah? Next one, the impact of car on city development, right? So we'll be finding if there's any conversation about कि car का output, car को use करने का impact, result, is it somehow related to city development or not, right? So we've quickly got a points here. Now we're going to do is, if you're listening to me right now, take a quick picture of this so you can actually keep it handy in your hand and start finding them in your paragraph. Take a quick picture. Then we'll go to the paragraphs now. Did you take a picture? Done? Taken a picture? Chalo, let's go to the paragraph now. And use this as a matching, finding the heading also. We are just practicing, so we are trying to find the heading of each paragraph at the same time too. ठीक है? Chalo. So what I generally do is, as I go through the paragraph, I quickly make a quick note at the side of each paragraph, which in terms of word or phrases that helps me to find the answers. Okay? So quickly I'll go through one by one. Okay? Are you able to see the entire screen? Nahi na? Let me just. Can you see the screen now? Oh God, sweet Lord. Is it better, Astha? Great, chalo. But I don't know if I'll be able to still write on it. But chalo, theek hai. Chalo. When I have to write, I'll just increase the screen. And when I have to read, I'm going to squeeze it. Lot of mehnat here. Lot of mehnat. Cool. Let's just quickly go through now. There are now over 7, okay, the heading says the motor car, so we know the conversation is going around the motor cars, right? And even when we were reading the question, we could just get familiar quickly that the conversation is about the cars, something related to the cars, right? Okay, let's go ahead and read the paragraph. The A paragraph says, there are now over 700 million motor vehicles in the world, and the number is rising by more than 40 million each year. The average distance driven by car users is growing too, from 8 km a day per person in Western Europe in 1965 to 25 km a day in 1995. This dependence on motor vehicles has given rise to major problems, including environmental pollution, depletion of oil resources, traffic congestion and safety. Yeah? क्या बात कर रहा है इसमें? Main attention मेरा कहाँ पे जा रहा है? The entire first two sentence and everything is talking about something that is increasing, right? There's so many things are increasing because of the increasing use of motor vehicles, है ना? Increasing, एक मिनट मेरे को इसको, I need to make this big again. Yes. So entire thing is increasing with the increasing use of motor vehicles. Everything is associated here, right? Because right at the beginning you're seeing there are, okay, 700 million motors, but it is leading to increase, the number is in fact increasing, and because of that distance driven by cars is growing too, right? And it's leading to lot of problems too. Yeah, so it's all about increasing use. Okay, perfect. Thanks, Sastha. Thanks for letting me know. So it's the entire conversation कहाँ जा रहा है कि ये increase हुआ, the increase in the, there was an increase in the number of vehicles which led to increasing so many other things. Either it is in terms of the pollution or depletion or number of cars on the road, or it is in terms of how, in terms of distance, how much is increasing. Everything is increasing with the amount of vehicles increasing, with the number of vehicles increasing. Sorry. Yeah. So it says some conversation related to increasing of motor vehicles, right? So उसके adjacent में I'm quickly making a note. Cool. Let's go to the next paragraph. while emissions from new cars are far less harmful than they used to be, the city streets and motorways are becoming more crowded than ever, often with older trucks, buses and taxis which emit excessive levels of smoke and fumes. This concentration of vehicles makes air quality in urban areas unpleasant and sometimes dangerous to breathe too. Even Moscow has joined the list of capitals afflicted by congestion and traffic fumes. In Mexico City, vehicle pollution is a major health hazard. इसमें क्या बात हो रहा है? What is the conversation? There's so many different things being talked onto this. But what is my main subject? What is the main subject, Astha? We are talking about all harmful effects of increasing number of cars. Yeah? है ना, कितनी सारी जितने भी हार्मफुल चीज़ें हैं, द इंटायर पैराग्राफ स्टार्ट्स विद अ डिस्कशन कि हार्मफुल है, देयर आर लीडिंग टू, it's all harmful and it's becoming crowded, right? And it's leading to leading to pollution, exactly, negative impact. Good one, good one. Urban areas are becoming unpleasant to live in and they have a lot of air pollution and it's becoming difficult to breathe. अभी जैसे for example Delhi के साथ हो रहा है, isn't it? And then just giving an example of Moscow, that it has been dealing with same problems, right? So negative impacts, harmful effects of increasing number of cars. ठीक है? Let's go to the next paragraph. Until 100 years ago, most journeys were in the 20-kilometer range. The distance conveniently accessible by a horse. Heavy freight, okay, where is my pen tab? Yes. Heavy freight could only be carried by water or rail. Invention of the motor vehicle brought personal mobility to the masses and made rapid freight delivery possible over a much wider area. Yeah. In the United Kingdom, about 90% of the inland freight is carried by road. The world cannot revert to the horse-drawn wagon. Can it avoid being looked into congested and polluting ways of transporting people and goods? क्या हो रहा है इस पैराग्राफ में? What's happening? It's actually a conversation which starts about 100 years ago, right? History की बात हो रही है. We're going back to history, right? And we are coming down and saying, where we are giving examples where the things were going ahead by horse, all the distances were covered by horses, things were moved around with the help of it, and we are come down really far from there, and now we actually can't even think about it because we are sending so many things through road, right? So many goods through roads. So it's basically a conversation of history, and we're talking about past and we are talking about present. है ना? Yes, good. Let's go to the next paragraph. I'm just gonna Can you see the screen? Okay. Asta has suggested correctly comparison of past and present transport. Good one, Asta. Let's go to the next paragraph. In Europe, most cities are still designed for old modes of transport. Adaptation to the motor car has involved adding ring roads, one-way systems, and parking lots. In the United States, more land is assigned to car use than to housing. Woo, isn't it? Urban sprawl means that life without a car is next to impossible. Mass use of motor vehicles has also killed or injured millions of people. Other social effects have been blamed on the car, such as alienation and aggressive human behavior. Now I'm going full screen again because I can't write. From next time I'm going to make sure that I'm squeezing it down. Chalo, iska batao meko. Let me use my pen. Yes. Batao iska. What is it saying? It's saying that there in some cities in Europe are actually designed for old modes of transport, right? Which I can personally give an example from London. It's terrible. It's terrible. They're saying if adaptation of motor cars have actually brought up new things too, right? There are ring roads, there are one-way systems, and there are a lot more parking lots, right? Because they're suddenly giving an example, United States में there are a lot more space given to car use than to in fact housing, right? Or in fact when urban sprawl is happening, it's literally impossible to have a life without a car, right? So mass use of motor vehicles has actually killed or injured millions of people. Other social effects have been blamed on cars, such as alienation and aggressive human behavior. What exactly? So it actually talking about few impacts, both positive and negative, but it's talking about what is happening in terms of impacts or effects, you can say, on a city and its people, है ना? एक तरफ से there's a lot of growth also happening, but at the same time there are a lot of negative points too, right? So I've quickly written what I extracted as an overall meaning from that paragraph. ठीक है? Let's go to the next paragraph now. A 1993 study by the European Federation for Transport and Environment found that car transport is 7 times as costly as rail travel in terms of external social costs it entails, such as congestion, accidents, pollution, loss of cropland and natural habitats, yeah, or also depletion of oil resources and so on, yeah. So yet cars easily surpass train or buses as a flexible and convenient mode of transport. It is unrealistic to expect people to give up private cars in favor of mass transit, right? क्या हो रहा है इसमें? What's happening? What's happening in this paragraph? So we're actually talking a lot about public transport, right? We start the conversation about some study that is bringing out a discussion on how expensive car transport is, right, in comparison to other different public transports, right? And in fact, there are some negative points of car transport that the public transport is trying to reduce if you do that. For example, congestion, accidents, blah 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 blah, yeah, following up all the points. But कह रहा है कि फिर भी yet cars easily surpass trains or buses as a flexible mode of transport, right? Obviously, no matter what, there's so much of flexibility, there's so much of convenience in using your private vehicle that abhi bhi logo say private vehicles remove karana will take time. Yeah? So what's happening here? So basically it's just a comparison, sort of comparison of public and private vehicles, right? Next one, the technical solutions can reduce the pollution problems and increase the fuel efficiency of engines. But fuel consumption and exhaust emissions depend on which cars are preferred by customers and how they are driven. Many people buy larger cars than they need for daily purposes, which is so true, or waste fuel by driving aggressively. Besides, global car use is increasing at faster rates than improvement in emissions and fuel efficiency, which technology is now making possible. क्या हो रहा है इसमें? What's happening in this paragraph? We are talking about lot of problems and solutions, right? कि हम technical solutions use करेंगे तो कुछ pollution से we can overcompass, right? We can come out. But there are certain habits, right, where people tend to buy big cars, right? And a lot of fuels are burnt, which is leading to, again, a lot of consumption of fuel, and there are a lot of exhaust emissions, right? And people prefer, and generally, no matter what, people tend to prefer private modes, people tend to prefer cars, and how they drive is quite disturbing, right? Because sometimes they might drive aggressively and more fuel is again used. Sometimes what they do is they want big cars, even if they don't need it, they still want to use big cars. So overall, jo improvement in emissions and fuel efficiency is increasing. It's increasing. There's a lot more work required in that field. What's happening in this one? Asta, you're saying solutions, but actually they're not giving solutions. They start saying that हाँ solution होने से कुछ changes आ सकते हैं. But the follow-up, if you read the entire paragraph, they're not sticking to it. They talk about different conditions of human behavior that is increasing the problems, actually, isn't it? कि लोग बड़ी कार use कर रहे हैं और they are actually driving, if they're driving aggressively, there's actually, this is all leading to a lot more fuel consumption and a lot more emission, right? Yeah, so they actually start by conversation of solution, but they do not cover in their paragraph. So they're actually talking about, okay, human behavior leading to problems. Yeah, am I clear why it's not solution? Because they're not giving solutions in the paragraph. They just keep talking about the problems, but they are referring to all human activities. Okay, next paragraph. Some argue that only long-term solution is to design cities and neighborhoods so that car journeys are not necessary. all essential services being located within walking distance or easily accessible public transport. Not only this save energy but cut carbon dioxide emissions. It would also enhance the quality of community life, putting the emphasis on people instead of cars. Good local government is already bringing this about in some places, but few democratic communities are blessed with the vision and the capital to make such profound changes in modern lifestyle. इसमें क्या हो रहा है? What's happening in this one? Is there anybody else in the class? Guys, please respond. Now I'm going to make the screen little back to full screen so I can write. Yep. तो क्या बात हो रही है? Okay, sorry. So they're talking about again long-term solutions that they could give on the city, right? So a lot of discussion about solutions, right? That all essential services could be located within walking distance, right? So you do not need public transport. उससे energy भी save होगी, carbon dioxide is gonna come down, and it will also be very good for quality community life, yeah? And there it will actually require good local government, but in fact it has already been seen in few places. So yes, it's definitely a suggestion, right? So this is now actually a part of solution and suggestions basically, है ना? We have Gurdeep Singh here. Hello Gurdeep. Yeah? Yes, kind of changing lifestyles. In fact, suggestion is again a solution, right? It's a solution that you have to, there needs to be certain changes in a lifestyle, and that's going to automatically start putting down things. Yeah? Good. Let's look at the last paragraph. A more likely scenario seems to be a combination of mass transit system for travel into and around cities with small low emission cars for urban use and larger hybrid or lean burn cars for use elsewhere. Electronically tolled highways might be used to ensure that drivers pay charges geared to actual road use. Better integration of transport system is also highly desirable and made more feasible by modern computers. But these are solutions for countries which can afford them. Not all countries can do them. Yeah? In most developing countries, old cars and old technologies continue to predominate. क्या हो रहा है इसमें? We're talking about so many things, right? We're talking about कि शायद कभी ज़िंदगी में mass transit system आ जाए, right? जो low emission cars, low emission पे चले, right? There could be larger hybrid, which can actually be used a lot of less emission cars. There could be either lean burn cars. I don't know what it means though. Yeah. Then there could be electronically tolled highways, right? So उससे ज़्यादा ensure हो कि drivers are paying the charges when they are using the road. Yeah. Better integration हो transport system का. Yeah. Better connection with all monitored properly, right? What's happening in the last paragraph? What's happening in the last paragraph? Again, I'm actually Again, in the last paragraph, they're actually suggesting some solutions that can come in maybe in near future, right? In different terms of technology, in terms of basically in terms of technology, isn't it? Technological advancement maybe, yeah? Technological advancement in future, isn't it? And what was happening in this one? They were talking about human lifestyle solutions that can change, right? So if I see that there are two headings which are quite close, I'm going to quickly clarify two. Now you have headings for each paragraph. Quickly tell me your answers. आप लिखो अपने comment में. I'm coming. Have you guys got the answer? Sorry, I just got an important call there. Okay, so since if you start comparing, you already have so many answers, right? So when did we talk about in a comparison of past and present? When did we? Let's just see if we did talk about comparison anywhere. Yes, we did in the C part, isn't it? We talked about history, we started talking about past and present, right? So my 14th is C, right? Next one. Now we are able to do it quickly because we already know the answers, isn't it? Because we already marked it. So next is driving habits contributing to road problems. Did we talk about this anywhere? Let's just quickly go back and see. This will never be in order. Not here. Let's see the next page. Here we have some point. Not in D, not in E, but in F we do talk about human behavior, right? We talk about human behavior leading to road problems. That could be maybe a possible option for relating to how human habits or how human driving habits are leading to road problems, right? So my 15th is F. Isn't it good? 16th ka, the relative merits of cars and public transport. Yeah? चलो ये देखते हैं. तो मेरे को cars और public transport का conversation देखना है कहीं पे है या नहीं. Let's just go back again and see if there's a conversation of cars and public transport. Not in the first page. Yes, right at E we are talking about a comparison of public and private. So obviously it's like car and public, right? So we've got our answer for 16th again. Bang on. Relative merits or comparison, yeah? Next one, writer's prediction of future solution. This I actually remember because we just did, right? In the last paragraph, we talked about future solutions in terms of technology that can come up, right? So my answer for this one is H. We are able to do it quicker now, isn't it? Next one is the increasing use of motor vehicles. When did we discuss this? Let's quickly go back. Okay, right in my first paragraph A, I have written increasing use of motor vehicles, right? Bang on. So I got my answer of 18th 2, 18th is A. The last one talks about the impact of car on city development. Where did we discuss this? Let's see. Not here. City development. Not here. Okay, maybe we did discuss in D, right? We talked about impacts or effects of a city and their people, right? So basically city development conversation. So bang on, we've got our 19th answer too, right? So here is the list of answers. You can try practicing it later too. And I hope you found it very productive. Yeah? So a quick introduction about those two ongoing courses that are going live on Plus. Yeah, one is on building the lexical resource and another one is on the writing module for general training. Both of them are going live on Plus every day at 2:30 for the first one and 9:30 for the second one. Yeah, so do join in. You need to get a subscription for these courses because these are Plus courses, and this is how the Plus subscription page looks like. There are a couple of options that you can go for. Either it's a 1 month, 3 months, 6 month, 12 month, 24 month. Now depending on how much of a time you have and how well you can assess your language, you can pick whichever one you want. It's relatively very economical in comparison to the kind of exam you're preparing for, right? Isn't it? It's a very expensive exam, so make sure you're preparing well before you're actually going. And unlike others who actually tend to give their exam again and again without preparing properly, and that just does not boost the scores, make sure you are preparing well before you're going, right? And also for the Plus subscription, there are so many additional advantages, guys. You have 30 plus live hours every day. These courses are available in different languages. You're accessible to all the educators on the platform, not just one, in fact all of them. Yeah, and there are new courses published every month. Yeah, or in fact if you're coming to the Plus subscription and you are subscribing, make sure you're using my code Fatma Meenaal, because that's going to give you a 10% discount, right? And if you are on Unacademy from before, you'll also have a credit score which is going to give you additional 10% off, 20% off you're getting on already such an economical set of courses. Yeah, so fatapat se take subscription and come up. And I do share my social media profile, so in case if you have any questions later on also, you can ping me up. And make sure you are coming to the Plus courses because that they are really interesting. And make sure you're using my code while subscribing, because you will avail a 10% discount, right? So I'm going to end the class now, and hope to see you on my Plus classes. Yeah, they are a lot more structured, a lot more organized, and I get a lot more time with my students, unlike here. Yeah, so there are also doubt clearing sessions in Plus courses. There are weekly quizzes, which is very important in your IELTS preparation for assessing your performance. So Plus courses पे आ जाओ फटाफट से, and there are very interesting courses actually going on. The lexical resource, which carries 25% of the weightage for all your modules, is a very untouched topic. So make sure you're preparing properly. So just join in. Writing module B is actually very fun. I had a very successful academic writing module last month, and now I'm doing the general training one. Cool. So I'll end the class now, and I hope to see you on my Plus classes. Take care. Thanks for tuning in. Goodbye.